Hi, and welcome to this presentation called Online Learning Packages for First Year Undergraduate Discrete Mathematics Education. My name is Steinunn and I'm a lecturer here at HR. I teach Discrete Mathematics 1 and 2. I will go through the overview of the project that we did and show you a little demo.
Hi, my name is John and I'm an educational developer here at HR, and what I'd like to do is share with you a little of what we learned about the impact of the learning packages, specifically in terms of student engagement.
Hi, I'm Jón Gunnar and I was working on this project during the summer. I'll be presenting to you what we observed regarding the relationship between participation and performance, while I would also like to give you a look at the redesigned course which is now being used in Discrete Mathematics 1.
So first off, just a little introduction into what we did here. As I said before, I teach Discrete Mathematics, which is in the core of computer science. And the course is designed to be both fundamental and supporting for other courses in the program. We did design learning packages that were supposed to be supporting for students in their studying. And students were supposed to be able to access the material in their own time and pace whenever they wanted to. And we just wanted to share the story of the project. The first team is those four. So my name is Steinunn. I went to John, which is an educational developer here at RU. And I knew that he was always very supporting and always wanted to help. But I didn't know that he would be flooding with ideas that would make this project so much bigger than it already was. We went to Baldwin with the idea, and he is an audio and video specialist here at RU. He was really willing to help and took the video quality to the next level. One of my favorite TAs is Álfur. He has a lot of experience in teaching and explaining to students in problem sessions. Little did we know that he would be such a video star as he turned out to be. So what we wanted to do is revise a little bit how the flow of the course would be. At the top there, we have the regular flow of this technical courses. As many of us know, at least here in Iceland, we have 2 slots with lectures on site and then a dæmatími or a problem session. And then at the end of the week or sometime during the week, students would hand in assignments. I saw the problem in this particular flow that these problem sessions were really just lectures on problems. So the students weren't really active or asking a lot of questions. So we went to the lower scheme where we would keep the 2 on-site lectures and then going into an open problem sessions where students could come to ask questions. There would be no other thing on the agenda. And then the assignment will be at the end as well. But parallel to this, they would have a weekly video package where they could see examples that would support their work on assignments. This was the idea. And this is what this will look like. We went into designing learning sandwiches. So there was this video which was designed in a way that the TA that we have, Álfur, he was writing on glass, which was really the original idea. But then we have quizzes as slices of bread. So I'll just access to show you. Hope this works. I'll go in as a student. And here under modules, I can see the look that students have when they go in. Yeah, okay. I'll choose this particular one and I'll go into the pre-quiz. And that's actually designed so I can access the video. I need to finish this slice of bread before I go into the filling. After I've submitted and I have gotten the current score 2 out of 2 here, I've finished all of them, I'm able to go into the video. And here is Oliver, I'll full screen this to see you.
Í þessu dæmi erum við með
so he's calculating some odds.
Þyngdarteninga, svona ósanngjarna teninga eða hvað hann heitir. Það eru svona ekki 1/6 líkur á hverri útkomu.
So the pre-video quiz should have just lightened on our brains and then we go into the video which should explain to us something further. But at the end we get a post-video quiz which should further increase our knowledge of the topic. That's designed as a survey. So I answer something, but then I get a feedback. So it doesn't matter here if I answer correctly or not, but I get a feedback on how I should have answered this and why. This includes only one question, but it could include more. But at the end, we have this survey question on how useful this was. So I'll hand the mic over to John. Thanks.
So once the course had finished, we were very interested in understanding what impact it had in terms of the student experience and student learning. And so we approached Auðbjörg and Ollie at Háskóla and asked them would they be interested in partnering with us on this project. They were, and so between us we recruited 2 students to work on the project with us, Hinrik and Jón. And what I'd like to do over the next couple of slides is just share with you a little bit about what we learned from the analysis of data that we gathered, specifically in relation to student engagement. So as you saw when Steinunn demonstrated the learning package, the last item in each post-video quiz asked students to feedback on how useful they found that particular learning package. So what we did was we took each individual student rating of each individual learning package and we aggregated those to arrive at an overall rating for the learning packages. And what you can see in this table here is that students were overwhelmingly positive about the usefulness of the learning packages, with 82.5% rating the learning packages overall as very useful. Now, in terms of engagement, we gathered data from students, both in terms of Canvas data and their participation in the course, but we also administered a survey to students after the course had finished. 73 students responded, which represented a 32% response rate. And in that survey, among other things, we asked them about how the learning packages impacted their interest in the course and their participation in the course. And what we can see from the data in this table is, again, students were overwhelmingly positive about the impact of the learning packages on their interest in the course and their participation in the course. 72% saying that the learning packages greatly increased their interest in the course, and 69% saying that the learning packages greatly impacted or greatly increased their participation in the course. Now, these are self-reported outcomes from the students, but we also wanted to look at the data that we gathered from Canvas to see what that could tell us about engagement. Now, true engagement, is very difficult to measure. And so what we used was a proxy for engagement that has been identified in the literature on instructional videos. And that proxy is the number of students who attempt a problem based on video content that they've watched. And so what we did was we looked at the average response rate to pre-quizzes and compared that to the average response rate for post-video quizzes. And what we see is that 71% of students who started a pre-quiz completed the post-quiz. And so this average follow-through rate suggests to us that engagement with the learning packages overall was very high amongst this cohort of students. Now, as Steinunn said, the videos were the filling in the sandwich. And so we were very interested also in hearing back from students on what their experience of the videos was. We asked them specifically how useful they found the videos. And as you can see in this table, 100% of students said it was useful, 96% saying that the videos were very useful. We asked them, did the videos help them to better understand the course content? 100% of respondents said yes. And again, we can see that almost 100% of students agreed, with 79% strongly agreeing that the learning packages facilitated them in completing their assignments. And this data speaks very strongly, we feel, to the format of video that we used, that it draws on principles that have been identified as very effective in instructional videos, namely the dynamic drawing principle, where the instructor is able to talk or draw while they're explaining, while they're speaking. Also the gaze guidance principle, where the instructor is able to switch their gaze from the screen, the glass screen they're writing on, to the audience, back to the glass screen again. And feedback also highlighted how important and how valuable an instructor's engaging ability, enthusiasm, warmth, humor, their ability to bring a personal feeling to the videos that they are creating. So that's a little bit about what we learned in terms of engagement, and I'm going to hand over to Jon now, who's going to look at participation as it related to student performance.
Now, Canvas provides a metric for participation, but a number of actions can trigger a Canvas participation. For our purposes, the video course being separate from the actual regular course, participations would mostly be triggered by a student starting a quiz and then submitting the quiz. Now, we decided to take these participations and graph them on this scatter plot where each dot would represent a single student. The y-axis would then be representative of how many total participations they made over the course of the semester, while the x-axis would represent their cumulative final grade. Now, from this graph, we can see that generally, students which participated more in the course would be grouped with higher achieving students, while there are, of course, students that did not participate in the video course at all in every grade range. We also see a couple of outliers. Students that participated a lot in the course but did not achieve a high grade. When we looked a bit more into this, we found that these students had made almost all of their participations in the last week of the course. This led us to wanting to visualize how much continuous engagement would have an effect on their performance, which led to these graphs. In these graphs, each line represents a single student, being their participation over time grouped by weeks. The upper graph will represent students in the grade range 9 to 10, and the lower graph representing students that scored between 5 and 6. Now, the dotted red line is representative of the rolling average of all of these students, which shows us that generally higher scoring students are doing more over the course of the entirety of the semester, while lower scoring students are doing barely any continuous engagement at all. Now, in the survey, we asked students about how they felt on the design of the course. And a couple noted that it was quite difficult to navigate the course. There were a lot of modules, which involved a lot of scrolling, while the names of the videos, which had only been the number of the problems solved within the video and the week in which it was published, did not help them when they were trying to find a certain video or a certain problem when reviewing. So, we designed a new course in which they would be able to go straight from the regular course to the video course, which is now divided into weeks with minimal scrolling, and the topics listed beneath each week. Now, if they go into a week, they are presented with a bunch of thumbnails And while we have not changed the names of the videos, we have added a topic underneath, showing them sort of what they're going over within the video. Now, if they go to this, they are directed to a module, and they can use these just as they would the old course, just clicking next to get to the post-video quiz, and so on and so forth.
On behalf of the group, thanks for having us.
And if you'd like any more information on this project, please feel free to contact myself or Steinunn. Our email addresses are on screen now.